What I've discovered is when you hold yourself to doing an entire routine like that, all back to back, you're kind of destroying the whole point of tiny habits. And so a way around that is really simple, actually. It might shock you how simple this is. And you might already be doing this anyways, so good for you if you are. Wake up, do your first thing. And like I've said in my prior videos, the golden habit is coming up with an affirmation that sounds good to you, that you jive with, and saying it as your feet hit the ground or you stand up each morning after waking up.
Just focus on the people that you're interested
in. Yeah, like soul group.
Yeah.
What up, family?
Alright, and soul group to be. Talk to those.
And soul group to be.
The ones who haven't even gotten in yet.
The ones who haven't even gotten in yet.
They coming though, doggy, because the gate is open, right?
Come on in, family. Or not. Your choice. Your choice.
That's true.
Your choice entirely. So today I'm talking about tiny habits development, and I want to speak a little bit about sequencing your tiny habits and what I've discovered by implementing sequenced tiny habits. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about when I say sequenced tiny habits, I'm talking about when you create a tiny habit. For example, after your feet hit the ground each morning and you say, today's going to be a great day. Then after that, what do? Now, I wake up a little bit differently. I wake up and do dream recall mixed with deep breathing. I like to do two things at one time. That's just the kind of guy I am. I feel like I'm getting more value out of each second that way, right? So obviously dream recall comes as soon as you wake up, and obviously dream recording comes after your dream recall, and even during your dream recall, because you might be jotting down stuff that you recalled, and you might have, you remember one part of your dream, the most recent part maybe first, and then you ask yourself what happened before that though. And maybe you think of something that happened before that, and then after you get done writing down that, you think of something that happened in the middle, but you just wrote down those two things. So you got to create your own little legend of how you're going to organize your dreams out. But that's not what I'm here to talk about today. Sequencing tiny habits. What I have learned about implementing sequenced tiny habits. What I've learned is when you start to implement tiny habit development into your morning routine in particular, you kind of wake up and you're like, okay, I used to have a 3 to 4 hour tiny habit routine sequence that I was practicing back in Washington before I got here to Florida. And obviously with different place, different priorities, different environment, different schedule, different things that I'm called to do in different orders. What I've discovered is when you hold yourself to doing an entire routine like that, all back to back, you're kind of destroying the whole point of tiny habits. And so a way around that is really simple, actually. It might shock you how simple this is. And you might already be doing this anyways, so good for you if you are. Wake up, do your first thing. And like I've said in my prior videos, the golden habit is coming up with an affirmation that sounds good to you, that you jive with, and saying it as your feet hit the ground or you stand up each morning after waking up. So you wake up, today's going to be a great day, boom. And if you want to find out why that's the golden habit, go back to my other video, or just type in Tiny Habits Golden Habit on YouTube and you'll find the actual guy who I learned this from in the first place. But the trick is, wake up, do your first thing, and before you do your second thing, take a break. 5-minute break to make your coffee or your tea or whatever, right? Your lemon water, apple cider vinegar mix, right? So you go and you start enjoying that. Just start sipping on it. Maybe you chug it. I used to chug that stuff in the morning. bam, yeah. Go start taking a break. Yeah, I know. You haven't even been awake for, what, 15, 20 minutes and you're already taking a break from your routine. I know, fantastic. Then move on to the second thing that you would like to do in a day's time that will make you feel like you are being responsible. And you will be amazed by this layering technique about how many things you can get done in such a small amount of time. I just wait until I'm taking a sip of my coffee or my lemon water or my tea, and I start feeling boredom set in, and I'm like, man, I'm bored of this. I put my tea down, I get up, and I start doing some Tai Chi or some standing meditation or some Qigong, whatever I feel like doing, as long as it's energy work and conducive with my training and path in the Chinese arts. I don't really, I've got certain things that I do each morning, but do I have to do them right off the bat? No. As long as I get them done within the first few hours of waking up, I'm fine. And I usually get at least 6 things knocked off my list in the first hour and a half of being awake, while simultaneously feeling like I've done close to nothing, which to me is just amazing, because I know that I can get up and hold myself accountable for 3 to 4 hours of just jamming straight along, and I feel great afterwards. I love it. I love it. But I love even more getting the same amount done and feeling like I've done close to nothing. To me, that just, it's a trip. It's a trip to be able to influence your own psychology into believing that you've done next to nothing while simultaneously doing more than what you've done in the past to be proud of yourself. So that's what this video is about today, guys. Peace, 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 peace. Peace, family, and family to be.